Morning, everybody.
Morning.
We have a tradition that this is a insight and a saying and a teaching and a lesson from the Baal Shem Tov. That when someone hears something negative on another person and another Jew, someone tells you a story. This and this person, he did this and this and this and that and that. Wow. So you have to have tsar, you have to have pain, you have to be sad about it. Why? For one of the two things, either or. If it's true, then it's true. It's not a nice thing. It's not a nice story. It's not a good thing that the person did. If it's not true, so the person that's saying it is not in a good situation either. Because how is he saying a story that's not good? And how is he saying a story that's not true? So this is really a lesson that we learned, that when we hear something, we see something. Let's say you don't even hear something. You see something from somebody else. So that also has a very interesting implication. If I see something negative from somebody else, so first of all, why did I see it? Why did Hashem work out that I should see it? So obviously, there's something that I have to learn from that also. That it says when you see something negative in somebody else, it's a sign that you have it yourself in a very, very minute level. You may not have it the way you see it, but there's something there that I have to fix, and that's why I'm seeing it. So before I start correcting the other person, telling the other person anything, I have to first look and dig into myself and say, where do I have this that I can fix it? That's one. Another thing is there's a spiritual connection perhaps that you have with that other person. And that's why you saw it, because in a sense, if you make a tikkun, you could help the other person, because every neshama is connected with all the other neshamas. Some more, some are even like the same branch or same family tree of neshamas. Whether it's a reincarnation or not, we don't even know these things. But the point is that there are many, many things that we can learn and we could better ourselves even by seeing something from somebody else. There's a story, I think it was the Mittel Rebbe, I think it was the second Chabad Rebbe, that someone came into into Yechidus, into a private audience, and told him an Aveira, something that he did wrong. It was a darfsman, a simple person, that he ended up, he couldn't hold himself back and he did something wrong. When the Mittel Rebbe heard that, he said, I need a break. He stopped the Yechidus, and for like 2-3 hours, he was sitting himself in his office. And he was sweating that I think he had to change his clothes twice or something like that. Finally, he said, okay, and then he brought that person back in, and he gave him a tikkun, and then he was able to continue the Yechidus to see other people. So he asked him later what happened. He says, the person told me a story, and I couldn't find it in myself where I did such a thing. Because anything somebody tells you, you have to find it. So he says, I had to sit with myself for 2-3 hours to find on a minute level something that I could relate to it. And from there, I was able to find a tikkun for him. So this is something that there really is, it's amazing. And we're talking about a tzaddik, and at the same time, he's taking the same lesson on a practical level. So for us too, it's a beautiful thing that we could be connected, that there's always where to grow and always to connect.